Make your point on the News Hour. Join Arnab every night on the News Hour with your question. Ask your question and join the debate.
And now our newsmaker of the day, filmmaker Anurag Kashyap, spoke to me this evening on Udta politics. It's the biggest fight yet against India's Sanskari censor. It's Anurag Kashyap versus Pahlaj Nihalani. Here's an excerpt from that chat. Anurag, nice talking to you. I mean, you've really gone out there and I think you've done a damn good thing by taking on Pahlaj Nihalani. But is the problem Pahlaj Nihalani or is the problem the whole system?
I think the system is allowing him to be there, in the sense that my only problem is how is it that he can function the way he's functioning and nobody gives a damn.
Yeah.
My one problem that happened, when we put our film into the examining committee, and what happens in the examining committee is they give you their objections to the film. So they gave us no objection, and he said that we were told that we refer the film to revising committee, and Mr. Chairman will get back to you. In the examining committee, Mr. Chairman, Mr. Nihalani was not there. He did not get back to us for days. We wanted to go to the tribunal. He gave us a letter.
Wait a minute, Anurag. I'm getting confused here. Listen, as far as I know, the story went like this. There's a person called Pahlaj Nihalani who went over the top, was uncontrollable, was a bit of a political sycophant and thought he would get away with it. Then he exposed himself, the media questioned him, so did we, and the government clipped his wings. He's not supposed to be so powerful anymore. I thought that the Shyam Benegal committee was supposed to be handling things and that Pahlaj Nihalani was not running a mafia in the censor board anymore. But what you're telling me makes it seem to me that he's still running some kind of a mafia out there. How did that happen?
It is like a mafia, because what happens is, see, the reason for me to skip the revising committee and from examining go to tribunal, which I did with my own film Raman Raghav, and nobody ever found out, was that when my film Bombay Velvet was in the revising committee, the same people who were in the examining committee were sitting in the revising committee, which should not be allowed. One. And then he doesn't listen to you, he doesn't argue, he tells you what to do, and then he lectures you on cinema saying that this is how things have to be done, this is how the film works. So, and I was too close to release in Bombay Velvet, and we had to accept those things. I decided I'm not going to go through that again. So I skipped the revising in Raman Raghav 2.0. He got so mad at that because he did not have control over my film. So he...
No, but why don't you go to Shyam Benegal? Why don't you go to Shyam Benegal? Why don't you tell the IND ministry? Why don't you go to Shyam Benegal directly and say, you were supposed to be reviewing the working of the censor board, you were supposed to frame guidelines on certifying of films, creative liberty, artistic freedom of filmmakers like you should not be compromised? Yes, Anurag, why don't you go to them?
Shyam Benegal has given his committee report. His committee has submitted the report which has not been implemented. He is not the man in power who can take any decision.
So you're saying the Sanskari censor board chief is still powerful?
He can go to the ministry.
No, you're saying that Nihalani, Sanskari censor board chief is still the most powerful man in the censor board. That's what I learned from this episode.
He is acting like that because what happened was, when the film, he kind of referred us to the revising committee, we decided to go to tribunal. Tribunal told us that we need the objections the examining committee has with the film. Mr. Nihalani refused to give us the objections. When the tribunal called Mr. Nihalani directly, he said the objections have left the office, they are in the speed post. That speed post has never reached the tribunal.
He's being vindictive with you. That's what you're saying. He's taking revenge on you.
He wants to harass us and he wants to delay it.
But then he's blackmailing you, Anurag. He's blackmailing you. That he's basically trying to ensure that your film release is delayed and you become desperate and you either give in to him or he wins. This seems to be like personal vendetta, nothing else.
Not just that. It's the thing is, like, at one point we also did complain to the INB ministry, and the INB Mr. Rathore himself sent me a text. He says, Mr. Murthy, the joint secretary, will look into the matter. Be assured. Mr. Murthy pulled up Mr. Nihalani apparently, and he spoke to Mr. Nihalani. After which Mr. Nihalani got much more upset. He spoke to my partner and he said that, what does he think, he'll complain against me? I'll show it to him.
I'll show it to him?
And after that, nothing has happened.
Why?
After that, he created a
When was
difficult
this?
problem for us, and the ministry is completely ignoring him.
Why has this battle with the censor board been a lone battle? Where are the Bachchans? Where are the Khans? Where are the bigwigs of the film industry? They should all be lining up right behind you tonight. Because if they don't line up behind you tonight, then this is going to hit them. And the problem is, Anurag, whether it's a politician who puts pressure, whether the censor board who puts pressure, the film industry wants to do a compromise. You're on air tonight because you're not compromising. I don't know why, or maybe it's just because I think, Anurag, you've been through this so many times that you've snapped. I mean, right from Black Friday to Panch to all your films, you've had so much trouble that you precisely snapped out here. But where is the film industry? They should all be snapping with you. They should be.
Yeah,
you know that.
I think rightfully, yes, that should happen. I absolutely agree. Rightfully, that should be happening, and people should be there. But I think there are some people speaking out of turn. There are some people who are there supporting us, and a lot of them probably, I know, might not be doing it openly, are secretly doing that. But for me, you know what? I genuinely believe that I have to fight my own battle. From the days of Panch and Black Friday, I have fought my own battle. For me, it doesn't matter if nobody is standing behind me. I'll fight for what I believe is right.
Your films have been critically acclaimed. Yesterday we were joking on the program that gangs of Wasipur should be called just gangs because as per the present definition of not using the word Punjab, you can't use any reference to any places, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Bombay to Goa should be called 2.
Yeah.
No, but yes, I always wish, the industry, when Mr. Rathore came down to meet the industry on the censorship issue, the whole industry came together that time. The whole industry came together that time, and we were assured that things will go in the right direction. You know,
you have been uncompromising on this issue. Some people say the reason he's uncompromising because he makes the films which are controversial, which are violent, which, have, language which, like Gangs of Wasipur, tough language, whatever, which is not for mass consumption. But you're also producer in
my argument.
Yeah, go on.
No, my argument with an accusation like this is, it's all relative. We are so conditioned by a certain kind of cinema, and we are so conditioned by a certain kind of morality that over the years has been propagated by various governments, because we have never been allowed to make a political film in this country. The same problem existed when Kissa Kursi Ka was being made or Andhi was being made. The same problem existed later on with Black Friday that I made. There's a whole lot of issues that have always happened. Somewhere everybody is scared of political films. We are a country that takes offense too soon and too early and immediately, and we do not understand dissent. As a country, we don't understand dissent. We always have tried to curb artistic expression. That has always been there. And for me, there's somewhere we have to always fight that. And yes, for me, I live in a world that I see, and my films are a reflection of that.
But Anurag,
yes, I make darker films. Yes, I make movies.
Anurag, when a movie like PK gets into a problem with the moral police, the whole film fraternity speaks out. But why don't they speak for you? Simple. Come on, Anurag, don't dodge
because
this.
I think maybe because for the industry, Amir Khan is indispensable, and for the industry, that a smaller film is probably dispensable. For them, I don't know.
Yeah, but then I
have not had that kind of a support. But Amir Khan is indispensable, and everybody supports him, or that film, everybody supports it. Because a much larger film, there's much more money probably riding on it. I don't know. I really can't answer that question.
That depends.
But yes, I rue the fact that it doesn't happen the same way.
As far as your definition of dispensability and indispensability is concerned, Anurag, with the greatest of respect, I totally disagree with you. Dispensability or indispensability is not a function of how much money is generated by a film, but the impact that film makes on our film industry. And I can proudly say that your films have made a deep impact on our industry, because we are at that moment of inflection where things are changing and people like you are making that change. And I think you're damn brave to be sticking your neck out there. I think everyone should be coming out and supporting you, from the budget all of them.
There's also an irony in what you're saying, because somewhere I think there's a lot of attention not being given to the film industry by NB Ministry is actually based on it does not create so much revenue that is beneficial to the government. Maybe that's why we are sidelined a lot.
Well, you know, if it's any
That's why
consolation,
we become
if
dispensable.
it's any consolation to you, we are not making too much revenue in the news industry either, but then we have the impact as well. And I think things go beyond money, Anurag.
Yeah.
Well, I must say this, I don't give compliments away
that I
easily,
completely
Anurag.
believe in.
I've never given a compliment on the program for years now. But I would like to compliment
Thank
you
you so
from the
much,
bottom
Arnab.
of my heart and for all our viewers for standing up, for speaking up, and for having, you know, the moral and ethical courage to take on a person like Pahlaj Nihalani. Now, can I ask you, if I get Pahlaj Nihalani, you'll take him on TV? I'll try that then.
Absolutely.
Okay.
I'm dying to come face to face.
I'll give it a shot.
All the best for you to getting him there.
I'll give it a shot. Yeah, I got it the last time. Thank you, Anurag. Thank you, and more power to you. Thank you.
Thank you so much.